and welcome to today's practice. As I mentioned in my post earlier, we are going to be working around the thoracic spine. It's the shoulders, it's the chest, basically the length of your rib cage. And when we can mobilize this area, it helps us in several different ways. Our shoulder mobility comes from space in the thoracic spine. Our ability to twist without pain comes from how open we are in the thoracic spine. And a stable low back is part of this. Additionally, we're able to take a bigger breath, get more of this life-giving force, what's called prana, when we have openness in our chests. So, as always, I ask you to pay attention to what's going on in your body, to do what feels right for you, and to modify this practice as needed. Remember, it's not a military drill. It's more of a build your own adventure, okay? So that being said, we're going to start off in supported fish pose. If you are using a blanket and a pillow, I'd like you to have them set up about, so this far away from each other. We want to be able to have our shoulder blades supported and our heads supported. If you are using your blocks, they're going to be set up at about the same distance. I always think maybe about not quite 12 inches away from each other, maybe even you could say 10. We want to make sure our shoulder blades are supported wherever we are. And if that block, if you'd like a little bit higher for supporting your head, please do that. So make your way down. And again, if you're using a blanket roll, I want you to let your arms be on the top side of the blanket roll. And we're going to go into an extended leg variation today, as long as that feels okay for you. If you find that that's uncomfortable in your low back, please take your feet down wide on the mat and let your knees knock together. Or you can come in with feet together, knees wide. So just give yourself some time to get comfortable. Find what works for you. Let your neck arch be somewhat natural. Just notice if you're overarching, and let the chin draw down just a bit. And then let your arms go as wide here as feels good, and try to let the shoulders be heavy to the floor. Allow yourself to be supported, so notice if you're holding anywhere and begin to relax your body on your support. And then allow your eyes to drift closed, or just softly gaze at the ceiling above you. But let your eyes be unseeing, a soft focus. Just taking a moment here to welcome yourself to today's practice. And just take a moment to notice how you feel in your body. Noticing any areas that feel tight. Noticing any areas that feel spacious. And whenever you feel ready, allow your awareness to move to your heart space and just notice there, how are you feeling emotionally? Remember, our metaphoric heart is the center of our emotions, our spiritual connection, how we relate to others in the world around us. We're allowing this to be an observation, not a judgment. And then when you feel ready, allow your awareness to move to the quality of your mind. Are you feeling calm? Or a little scattered? Maybe you're into that bit of afternoon sleepiness. Just observe. And then please bring your awareness to your breath when you're ready. On your inhale, can you feel the expansion in the ribs and the heart center? Let it be a light touch. And then on the exhale, can you allow it to be a full exhale as you become a little heavier on your support, relaxing down a little bit more. Again, this inhale, feeling the ribs, maybe even the belly expand outward. And on the exhale, try to let go of even more holding. Let your body settle down even more. Continue to let your awareness be on your breath. You might have noticed today's class description is titled Leaning In. I've been doing some observation of my own and how I respond to those times that it becomes uncomfortable. Do I have a tendency, depending on what it is, to avoid the discomfort, to deny it? Or can I practice maybe leaning into that is uncomfortable a little bit more? I remember when I was doing my personal training certification, hearing this Jillian Michaels quote, we must get comfortable with being uncomfortable. If we are to grow, whether it's in our yoga practice, in our emotional awareness, or even in our connectivity with the world around us, we must practice leaning in to that which is uncomfortable. I believe we all have a tendency to become a prisoner to comfort. And things can become stagnant when we lean into comfort too much. So my offering in this practice is to observe your reaction to what is offered, whether it's in your body or your mind or how you feel emotionally, and to use decisiveness. That is not judgment, not having shame or blame, but rather doing what is safe and right for you as you mindfully lean in to that which is a little uncomfortable. We're allowing it to be baby steps. We're not going big into this discomfort. We're easing in. You might even notice how you're responding to this class offering right now. And can you just lean into that a little bit? Bringing your awareness back to your breath. And if you would like here, take some time to place your own intention on today's practice. What brought you to the mat? Your sankalpa. And then state it as if it's already occurring with an I am phrase. Maybe even repeating it a few times to really ground yourself into that which you'd like to cultivate. And whenever you feel ready, yogis, if your legs are in butterfly, you can take hands to outer edges of thighs and press the knees together. And then everyone, you're going to bring your feet flat on the floor. Heels are aligning with your sits bones. And then we're all going to take our head support out. And I'd like you to interlace your fingers and cradle the back of your head. So if you need to adjust a little bit here, do. And we're going to practice going into some thoracic extensions here. Again, you're moving gently but aware in what's happening with the discomfort. Feel your belly button in and your feet rooted down. On your next inhale, can you begin to let your head lower toward the floor? Feel the back ribs move into the spine, heart lifting. And then on your exhale, navel in, begin to roll up, chin to throat. It's like these little modified crunches. Inhale, lower the head, let your elbows be as wide as feels right for you. Belly button in, exhale, begin to make your way up. Please move nice and slow so you can stay aware of what's happening. Inhale, lowering the head. Exhale, navel in, feel your core strength. Let your shoulders slip down your back. Inhale, lowering toward your edge. Remember, we're always looking to try to balance the effort and the ease. And if you feel that you're leaning a little bit more into the ease, can you maybe put your effort a little stronger? Keep your breath nice and deep. We're going to go for a few more rounds here, as feels right to you. Again, we're not allowing ourselves to push so hard that we potentially create an issue. Be responsible for your action. And allow your jaw to soften. Let your teeth part. Relax your tongue and the muscles around your eyes. Last couple here. What are you feeling where? Can you stay with that sensation rather than the mind wandering away? Last one. Very nice. When you come up in that last curl, feel free to go ahead and roll to your right side or your left, depending on what feels good to you. And then you're going to press on up. And please move your support out of the way. And just notice how you're feeling around the rib cage, the upper back. And we're preparing for our cat-cow here next. So knees below hips, wrists below shoulders. Again, be mindful of your wrist crease parallel to top edge of mat. Let your fingers spread evenly and root down an index finger and thumb. Again, your inner elbows turn forward. We're strengthening the arms, and let your shoulders draw down your back. As you move through this cat-cow, I want you to notice if there's any difference in how you're feeling in the spine. On your next inhale, feel the belly lower. The back ribs below the shoulders roll in toward the spine, helping your heart extend forward, lift your chin. And on your exhale, you're going to push the floor away. Navel in, feel the back of your heart lift and separate the shoulder blades. Chin into chest. Inhale, navel lowering, back ribs rolling into spine, heart forward, chin up. Exhale, make as much space as you can between your floor and your navel. Back of heart lifting, chin to chest. And I invite you to continue moving as feels appropriate for you. And as always, I invite you to pause in those areas that feel tight, that could use some space. And maybe you even imagine breathing in to that sensation. The exhale helping you release a little of what's going on there. How deeply are you breathing? Just notice. Can it go a little deeper? And after this last set of cat-cow, you are welcome to stay in this linear movement, or you can begin to invite some organic movement. You might like to roll through the ribs. You might like to press into child's pose and back into cat-cow. Just try not to overthink it, but let your body go where it wants to go. Trust its intelligence. Stay with full breath. We'll just be a couple more rounds here, even out your work. And when you feel ready, yogis, please make your way back to neutral. We're preparing for our toe stand to open the bottom of the feet. Knees as wide as you'd like. Please tuck your toes. As always, you're welcome to stay right here, or maybe you make your way up to your knees. Again, we're being mindful about that discomfort. You're welcome to stay up here. If it feels like you can tolerate it for a little bit, you might come down and sit on the heels. But again, we're not looking to create an issue. Come up and out when you're ready. We're just asking for a little lean in today. Extending arms forward, turn the thumbs down. Right arm on top of left. Please interlace your fingers and bring the hands into your heart. Try to be upright in your spine. Feel the glutes strong, the navel in, shoulders down, widening the collarbones. You'll feel your palms gently press and your fingers gently grip. And then from here, if you'd like to work around your neck a little bit, let your chin be parallel to the floor and start to rotate your neck, your head to the right. Just notice a nice little pull on the left side of the neck as you keep your chin to your throat. Gaze toward the shoulder. How deeply are you breathing here? With a longer exhale, help you release a little bit more. The next inhale, bringing you into center. The exhale, turning the head to the left, chin to throat. Gaze toward the left shoulder. When things become uncomfortable, we have a tendency to move away, whether it's in our mind or our physical action. And we often don't do ourselves any favors with this. Inhale, back to the center. Re-extend the arms, release your hands, and we'll go second side. Right arm under, interlace your fingers and hands back into heart when you're ready. Shoulders down, collarbones wide. Again, feel the palms press, the fingers gently grip, and chin to throat. Gently taking right ear to right shoulder. Breathe into some sensation here. Next inhale, head up. And on your exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Good work, you guys. Inhale, back to neutral. Re-extend the arms, release. Feel free to roll out a bit. If you're ready, you can make your way back to tabletop. Untucking your toes. Feel free to gently drum the top of the foot of the mat. Encourage blood flow back into your toes. And when you're ready, you'll make your way into down dog. Feel free to use props if that's appropriate for you. Wrists again parallel to top edge of mat. Spread the fingers evenly. Stepping your feet back. Please lift your hips to the sky. Feet about hip width. You might step the feet in a bit. If that helps you find length in the spine, you might bend the knees. So find your pose. And here, yogis, you're welcome to do a slow pedal through the legs. You might like to wave your hips side to side. You might even like to lift up onto the big toe mounds or be still. Just let it be a conscious choice. Now let's create some strength in the upper body. Rooting the index fingers, the thumbs down. Feel your inner elbows turn toward the index fingers. And the outer edges of your shoulder blades lift so your upper back feels a little wider. Let your head hang. You might do a little shake of yes. Just let any tension from today slip away. You might even do a little shake of no. If you'd like, yogis, yawn your mouth open, stick your tongue out. Let go of the stress in the jaw. And on your next exhale, back to neutral. You'll make your way into a squat when you're ready. Bend your knees, reaching hips to heels. Press your hands into the mat and forward and find a little extra length through your spine. Maybe a little wag of the tail here. Let your neck be soft. And on an inhale, press your legs towards straight. From here, yogis, we're making our way back into a plank pose. So you might need to step your feet back, shoulders over wrists. Keep the inner elbows forward, shoulders away from ears. Your knees can come down at any time. Navel in, glutes strong, reach through your heels. And on your next exhale, everyone, knees to the floor. We're coming into a variation on child's pose, to get into some rotation of our thoracic spine. So if you find you're really uncomfortable in child's pose with the top of the foot flat, you can use that rolled up blanket underneath the ankles. If your knees are uncomfortable in child's pose, you can use that rolled up blanket between your thigh and your calf. So know that's available to you. We're going to come in as low as we can and bring our forearms to the floor. I want you to feel your glutes strong and your navel in. Again, we want to try to keep the low back, the hips, nice and stable here through these rotations so that we can let it really come from around the rib cage. So left elbow, forearm is going to stay rooted, elbow below shoulder. And then you're going to place the right hand on the right side of the head. No pushing into the neck. We're being nice and gentle there. Shoulders down the back, navel in, glutes strong. On your next inhale, root down in the left forearm and use that to begin to roll open to the right, chin to throat. And on your exhale, come back down, elbow to floor. Root the left elbow, navel in, glute strong. Inhale, roll open. That root helping you twist. Exhale, come back to where you began. We've got 3 more here, yogis. Inhale, root and twist open, shoulders down the back. Where are you feeling this? Can you again lean in to maybe a little bit of discomfort so that you can find this space? Stay present in the mind the best you can. Nice job, you guys. And whenever you finish this last one, you'll make your way back to neutral. Right forearm down, elbow below shoulder. Just pause for a moment. Maybe notice what you're feeling. And we'll go second side. Left hand to left side of head. Root the right forearm, again, elbow below shoulder. Shoulders down, navel in, glutes strong. Root the right forearm, and on your inhale, use that rooting to begin twisting open to the left. And on your exhale, back to neutral. You might just observe if there's a difference here between the left and right side. Again, not judging, just noticing. Try to keep your chin to your throat so you're not straining through the neck. Relax your throat, your mouth, and your eyes. Again, using the rooting in the right forearm to facilitate the twist. The last one here. And when you're ready, back to neutral. Forearm to the floor. Observing how you feel in the back. And from here, we're moving into heart melting pose. This can be a demanding pose. So I ask you to stay for just as long as is appropriate for you. And if you find your discomfort is because you didn't stay as long as you thought, can you just be present with that, okay? So you're going to come back up to tabletop. And I want you to keep your hips in line with your knees the best you can. If your shoulders are tight here, you're going to let your wrists, your hands, go wide. Otherwise, wrists can be a little bit more in line with shoulders. So keeping, again, hips above the knees, you're going to start to walk the arms out. Again, wider arms will provide more comfort in the shoulders. And then you're going to let your heart melt to the floor. You might rest your forehead to the mat. If it's accessible for you, you might rest your chin down to the floor. And I'd like you to find a little engagement here. So you're letting your index finger, thumb press into the mat, the forearm roll inward. And then feel your bicep roll up to the sky. Just like down dog. Outer edges of shoulder blades get a little wider. And then can you allow the low front ribs to come back into the body a bit? Navel in. Soften your throat, relax your mouth, your eyes. Long exhales, you guys, helping you release a little bit more. And if you need to come out of the pose, I want you to go ahead and just shift forward onto your stomach. Let's maybe take 2 more rounds of breath here. and full. And on your next inhale, everyone, make your way to your stomach, however works for you. We're coming into Sphinx pose. Tops of feet are going to be as wide as feels good in your low back. Elbows move back below shoulders. This is a little bit of a back bend here. Keeping the index finger, thumb into the floor, forearm rooting down. Pelvis into the floor, tops of the feet pushing down. Let your shoulders draw down the back, draw your hands back, and feel your heart reach forward. Chin to throat. Inhale, feel expansion in the belly, the ribs. Exhale, maybe a little release. We're just going to take a few more rounds of breath here before some optional abdominal work. We're trying to lean in a little bit more to that which we usually avoid. Just give yourself a chance to build some strength. All right, you guys, from here, you might like to bring the feet a little bit more in alignment with your hips. So what we're going to do are these Sphinx roll-ups. So I'll show you first. So on your next exhale, you're going to push the floor away. You're going to begin looking back toward your knees. Feel your navel in, lift your hips, push the floor away. And on your inhale, you'll lower the hips, shoulders down the back. Feel the back ribs come into the heart, heart forward, chin up. So you're just lifting your hips and rounding in the spine a bit. We'll just do maybe 5. So on your next exhale, push the floor, begin to gaze back toward your navel. Lift your navel, your hips, feel the back of the sky. On your inhale, hips down, navel down. Shoulders down the back as the back ribs roll forward to the heart, lift the chin. Exhale, push as you begin to roll, chin down. Navel lifts, hips lift, feel the back of the heart lift. Inhale, hips down, navel down. Shoulders away from ears as the back ribs roll in toward the heart, chin up. Last few. Deep breathing, you guys. If you need to take a break, listen to your body. Last one. Nice job, you guys. Come back to neutral. Wrists below shoulders. Shoulders down the back, navel to spine. You're making your way back up to tabletop and into down dog when you're ready. Mindful of your hand placements. Stepping feet back, lifting hips up. Let's just pause here for a moment. Root your index finger, thumb, turning the inner elbows forward, lifting the outer edges of the shoulder blades. Again, adjust the legs as necessary so you can find length through your spine. Relax your neck, maybe you'd like to shake it. The head, release tension. Maybe you found some holding in the mouth and would like to yawn open there again. Do what you need to come back toward balance. Ideally, this is what the leaning into discomfort is helping us with. Finding a little more balance in how we feel emotionally, in moving through our stuff, or building strength in the body. And when you're ready, you guys, look to the hands. And as it works for you, make your way to powerful pose. Feet about hip width. Use blocks here or your support. Sink the hips down. Weight in the heels. Feel your glutes strong, the navel in, shoulders down the back. We're going to do a few little forward folds here to help massage open the back of the leg. So on your next inhale, rock weight into the balls of the feet, torso to thighs, as you start to straighten the legs toward your edge. Be gentle. We're not looking for any pulling in the sits bones or the back of the leg. Exhale, weight in the heels, sink the hips. Again, it's okay to be a little uncomfortable here. Inhale, weight into the balls of the feet, thighs back, find your edge, just a gentle tension. On your exhale, weight in the heels, sink the hips, navel in. Last one. Exhale, weight in the balls of the feet. Start to straighten the legs toward your edge. And on your exhale, weight in the heels, sink the hips. Pause. We're preparing to come to standing. Glutes strong, navel in. And on your inhale, push down and sweep up. Lifting heart, arms, chin. Keeping glutes strong, navel in. Maybe take a bit of a back bend here. Again, feeling the back ribs roll into the spine, lifting the heart. And on an inhale, yogis, back to center. The exhale, releasing hands to heart. And palms to sides. Just pause here. Maybe some long exhales, helping to balance the inhale with the exhale. Maybe you decide you'd like to take some open mouth exhales and release any inward pressure. Do what feels appropriate for you, again, to move back toward balance. Do you notice any more freedom around the thoracic spine, the rib cage? Just notice, observe, no judgment. And we'll prepare for some side bends. Looking down, all 10 toes pointing straight forward. Root the big toe mounts, the pinky toe edge, and the heels. Again, a little micro bend in the knees so you're not entirely locking out, cutting off your grounding. Glutes strong, navel in. Have a firm foundation. On your inhale, sweep your arms up. And on your exhale, left hand to right wrist. Extend the right palm to the sky. Keep the legs strong as you exhale, up and over to your left. You're rooting the right foot and really reaching through the right hand. Full breath. Feel it fanning the right ribs open. On an inhale, back to center, please. The exhale, switching hand, wrist. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, up and over to the right. Again, lower body staying strong. Root the left foot and reach. How deeply are you breathing? Remember, the breath helps to massage open the left side body, creating more space for breath. On an inhale, yogis, back to center. Release the right hand. We're preparing to go back into powerful pose. On your exhale, sink. Weight in the heels, glutes strong, navel in. And it's your choice for what feels right for your shoulders here, yogis. Arms can be up, biceps moving toward the ears. Or maybe you start to lower them a bit. Maybe they even come toward parallel to the floor. Find your edge. Remember, play with that bit of discomfort where you can still breathe. And on your next exhale, torso to thighs, hands to your support. Shift weight into the balls of your feet and reach your thighs as far back as feels appropriate. Finding some length in the back of the legs. Release your neck. All right, we're preparing for lunge first. So on your next inhale, left foot back. Take your support with you if you're using it. Remember, we're looking to create space. Don't be afraid to use that. If there's discomfort in your mind around using the blocks, maybe you give them a go today. Wrists below shoulders. Lengthen, widen the stance to help you begin opening the left side. Reach through your left heel. You'll feel your left thigh engage a bit more. Glutes strong, navel in. Let your shoulders draw down your back and feel the heart and the top of your head reach So you're this long line of taut energy. The longer you get, the stronger. This is the intention. Deep breath, one more round. And on your next exhale, yogis, left heel down for warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Left foot maybe a little closer to left side of the mat. This will give your hips some room to move. Fire up your glutes, root your feet, and rise when you're ready. Your right knee is going to be somewhere over your right ankle. It can be a little ahead, that's just fine, but be mindful. Root the left pinky toe, feel your left kneecap move up. And then there will be this little squaring, left hip forward, right hip back, just until you notice a stretch on your left inner thigh. Again, we're leaning into the bit of discomfort, but we still want to be able to breathe comfortably. Play with it. Glutes strong, navel in. You're lifting your heart and your crown, and maybe your palms come together. Keeping the glutes strong, we're going to prepare for a bit of a back bend here. The rooting of your back pinky toe is what's going to help your heart lift, and this rolling in of the ribs to the spine and heart to sky. On your next inhale, heart up. Feel the back ribs below the shoulders. Move in toward your spine, and again, lift your heart toward your ceiling. Let your chin be in your throat so that you're not overarching in the neck. Gentle. Soften the throat, mouth, and eyes. Have you come out of the bend in the right knee? Could you sink a bit more? And on your next inhale, back to neutral. Please take your arms to cactus. Shoulders down. Feel your shoulder blades hug on your back body. So we're going to twist here. Again, we're working around the rib cage. That's where I want you to feel the twist. Keep your feet rooted. Your glutes strong, your navel in. We want to be stable in the low back. So with collarbones as wide as you're able, navel in. On your next exhale, begin to rotate to the right. Think of your left shoulder moving towards your right thigh. And on your inhale, back to neutral. We'll move maybe 4 more, depending on your practice. Exhale, twist, chin to throat. Inhale, back to center. It's okay to shake. Exhale, left shoulder toward right inner thigh. Inhale. That doesn't mean we're curling under, we're just thinking of the same plane. Exhale. Have you lost some of the strength in your glutes? Can you bring it back in? Inhale. Last one here. Exhale. And inhale. From here, yogis, left elbow inside of right. You might hold your shoulders. You might wrap the arms up in eagle. Find your edge. Shoulders down. Elbows pressed together, maybe palms pressed together if you have that variation. And on your next exhale, begin to take your elbows toward your navel. Feel space between your shoulder blades. Bend into the right knee. Right into second side when you are ready. Right foot back into lunge. Wrists below shoulders, you guys. Lengthen, widen. Reaching the right heel back. Feel your right thigh engage. Firm up the glutes. Navel in. Shoulders down. And then again, reach the heart, the top of your head, nice and long. See yourself, feel yourself as a long, strong, diagonal line. Can you breathe a little deeper? And on your next exhale, yogis, warrior one, right side. Right heel down. Again, maybe a little closer to right side of the mat. Fire up the glutes, root and rise. Adjust the stance when you get up if need be. Be mindful of where the left knee is. Feel nice and strong in the left leg. Rooting the right pinky toe, right kneecap up. And then again, this little squaring. Right hip coming forward. Find that opening for you as left hip comes back. Glutes strong, navel in please. Feel your heart and the top of your head lift as well as your fingertips. Palms together. We're preparing for this bit of back bend. On your next inhale, with the rooting of the pinky toe, feel your back ribs below your shoulders. Roll into the spine, lifting the heart as you lean back, heart to sky. Again, chin to throat, relaxing the throat, the mouth, the gaze. Have you come out of the bend in the left knee? Could you sink a bit more? And on your next inhale, back to Virabhadrasana. On your next exhale, cactus arms, please. Shoulders down, feel your shoulder blades hug, your collarbones nice and wide. Keep the legs firm so we're stable. And hips to low back. On your next exhale, yogis, think of right shoulder turning toward left inner thigh. Feel this twist around the ribs. Inhale back to neutral. Let your chin be to your throat. Try not to over twist in the neck. Let this work be in the upper spine, not the neck, part of the spine. Inhale back to center. 3 more up there in your practice, you guys. It's okay to shake. Remember, this little bit of stress helps build our bone strength. This little bit of discomfort. Maybe it feels like a lot of discomfort for you. That's okay too. Do what you need to do. Last one, back to center. Right elbow inside of left. Again, you can hold the shoulders. You can wrap the forearms up. Find your eagle variation. Glutes strong, navel in. And on an exhale, start to take your your elbows toward your navel. Feel the shoulder blades wide, the back of the heart lift. Glutes strong. Belly button in. Soften the mouth. And on your next exhale, release your arms. Hands down to support a floor. Pivot on the back toes and step right foot to left. We're going to find our forward fold here today, yogis. So feet are about hip width. Again, feel free to use your support. And you're going to let the balls of the feet root down. Just tip the weight forward. The whole foot's to the floor. You just feel that shift in your weight. Kneecaps up here. And let your sits bones move to the sky. Glutes strong, navel in. You are more than welcome to stay in more of an L-type shape. If you have low back concerns, you are more than welcome to come out. Remember, we don't want to get into the realm of creating issues. So everyone, shoulders down. On your next inhale, lengthen heart and top of head forward. And if it's appropriate for you, on your exhale, everyone navel to spine. Maybe you release down. Maybe you let the top of your head come toward the floor. Remember, we want to be really mindful of any pulling at the sits bones, the back, or the inner knees. That's a strain. Rather, we want to feel this in the belly of the hamstring. Think the mid-thigh and the calves. Stay nice and long with your exhales, you guys. Just a few more rounds. If you need to come out, trust your body. Nice job, you guys. When you're ready, you can make your way to plank, where you're welcome to pause. If you're ready to go all the way down to the floor, please know that's an option. If you're going into plank pose, it can be straight arm, it could be forearm plank. Elbows or wrists below shoulders, depending on where you're at. Mindful of the hand placements. Root the index finger, thumb, inner elbows forward, shoulders down. Let your head be in alignment with your spine. Navel in, glutes strong, reach through your heels. Firm the whole body. And when you're ready, guys, you can bring knees down if they're not. Keep shoulders down the back, elbows softly hugging into the waistline as you lower to the floor. Untuck your toes, tops of feet to the floor. You decide how wide, preparing for cobra pose. Rooting tops of feet, pelvis, index finger and thumb. Let's start with the strength in our torso. Again, feel the back ribs just below the shoulder blades. Roll in toward the spine. Feel your heart reach forward. Lifting here, and then begin to invite arm strength. Index finger and thumb root down. Feel the elbows hug in and the shoulders draw down the back as you drag your hands backward. Keep the legs strong. The chin to the throat. Deep with your breath. And on an exhale, yogis, gently release. Coming into child's pose, unless you'd like to stay on your stomach, you decide. Make your way up and back, knees as wide as feels good to you. Maybe support below the forehead. You can rest the elbows down. You could wrap the arms back, laying arms alongside the legs, or even holding ankle or heel. Take some long exhales here, you guys. Remember, comfort zones are most often expanded by spending more time in discomfort. We have this tendency to avoid change because it's an uncomfortable thing. We are not helping ourselves in this avoidance. You need to practice leaning in. Baby steps, not big bites. This allows for more consistency, less burnout. Remember, we have a lifetime to practice this. All right, nice work, you guys. When you're ready, you're going to make your way back up. And we're going down to our backs. We're going to find our supported shoulder stand. So you might like to take that blanket roll and maybe turn it into a folded blanket. You can use your block if you'd like. And then our final hip stretch and twist will be on our backs today. So if you happen to have a belt nearby or a strap and you know that's a benefit for you, please have that there. So making your way down when you're ready. Again, your heels are going to come below your knees, and then you'll widen your feet from there depending on what feels good in your low back. If you're using a block, it could be level 1, the lowest setting. It could be level 2 if you're feeling more open in your spine. When you're ready, you're going to navel in, drive your knees down to lift your hips up, and then place your block at your sacrum, the big bone in your low back. You're going to tuck the shoulders under here, letting your arms be alongside the torso. Palms up will help your shoulders relax. Let the back of your neck be long as your chin comes into your throat. If you decide that you want to stay right here, you are more than welcome to. If you'd like to go into a one-leg shoulder stand, if that feels better or more comfortable for you, feel free. I know that there can be some fear taking the legs up this way, so you decide what you're comfortable leaning in with. If you're okay taking both legs up, do. Remember, we're having just enough engagement in the legs to keep them afloat, trying to stack ankles over knees, knees over hips. Maybe you allow your eyes to drift closed, or again, take your gaze into that bit of unseeing while they remain open. And just notice how good it feels to be still as you deepen your breath. And you really pay attention to the expansion around your ribs, the heart, into your belly. Can you let your exhales be complete, helping to bring your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest, digest, repair nervous system even more online. Soften your throat, let the teeth part, relax your tongue. your jaw. Allow the eyes to become heavy in the sockets. If you have one leg up, please feel free to switch them out. And bring your awareness back to your breath. Stillness can be uncomfortable. I remember when I first started practicing yoga, Shavasana, our relaxation pose at the end, was the most difficult thing for me. It's in stillness that a lot of things can bubble up. It's hard to avoid all of those things that we've been avoiding when we stop moving. In fact, we've been having a lot of practice in stillness, I feel, with a lot of what's going on as of late. Can you begin to even open to the benefits of that which feels uncomfortable? Last couple rounds here. Feel free to wiggle your toes if they get tingly. And on your next exhale, you'll bend your knees, setting one foot and then the other back to the floor. Again, you can widen the stance to help the low back out. When you're ready, navel in, drive the knees down, lift your hips up, and take a mindful, that's a nice, slow roll down. Touching vertebra by vertebra. Navel in, helping you articulate your low back. Try to let your sacrum be the last thing to come down. Just doing your best, as always. When you get all the way down, just pause for a moment. For today's hip stretch, I'm going to lead you through a supine Gomukhasana. If you don't like this variation, please know the reclined figure 4, what's also known as thread the needle, is a wonderful variation on this. So heels are below knees. And in this supine Gomukhasana, you're going to cross right leg on left. Your thighs are as together as feels good. And then you'll bring both legs into the chest. You can flex your feet here if you like. I feel like it gets deeper into my outer thighs. And then you might take your hands to the knees, maybe the shins, maybe the ankles. You might even have the mobility to hold the pinky toe edges of the foot. But again, we're finding what is just leaning into that uncomfortable. We're not getting crazy with it. I want you to be able to keep your shoulders down and the back of your neck long. So you're going to feel your left knee hug in towards your chest. This is what engages the stretch in the outer right hip. And then you're going to let the weight of your arms draw your heels down toward the floor. Let your chin again come into your throat. Maybe your eyes drift closed. Come into a bigger breath. On the inhale, you might even feel your belly expand into your right thigh. And a long exhale, can you start to release some of what you feel? Let your teeth part, relax your tongue and your throat again. Notice if you're bunching up the brow and release. Last cycle of breath, please. And at the bottom of your exhale, release your feet and take your left foot down. Arms open to a T. Twisted roots is going to be the twist option. If you'd rather uncross and bring legs together to go into your twist, please know that's available. We're looking for room in the spine to twist here, so please pick the hips up and sit them an inch or two to the right. On your next exhale, navel in, begin to lower both legs to your left. Remember, your left foot can act as a kickstand. We want to keep the right shoulder anchored. Maybe your head rolls to the right, chin softly coming into throat. Maybe you decide you'd like to take left hand lightly to outer right thigh, or palm up on the right hand. Maybe you drag the right arm up on a bit of a diagonal. Notice all the space in your right low back to inhale. And on your exhale, can you soften down to the floor a bit more? Nice job, you guys. On your next exhale, arms back to a T, head back to neutral, navel in, bring the legs up when you're ready, and whatever order it feels best for you, square and unwind. When you're ready, yogis, second side. Left thigh crossing on right, or come into your figure 4 variation. And when you're ready, bring the knees into the chest. Again, you can hold the knees, the shins, the ankles, maybe the pinky toe edges of the feet. Find your variation on this side. Remember, left hip in general tends to be tighter, so don't be surprised if you need to accommodate this side differently. Back of neck long, shoulders heavy, and again, maybe you flex the feet to get a little deeper into the outer hips. Right knee hugs into chest to find that balance, that leaning into discomfort. And then allow the weight of your arms to draw the heels down. Back to deep breathing. And complete exhales, helping you soften what you feel a bit. Relaxing throat. Notice if you're holding tension in the jaw or your teeth are clenching, let it go. Allow the mouth to become spacious. Relax your eyes and brow. Remember, what we practice here, we hope to take with us into our day. Maybe you lean into the discomfort a little bit more. We're always doing this in a kind yet curious manner. Maybe you have that conversation you've been putting off. Maybe you have a little more broccoli at dinner. We're always doing this in a way that it benefits our greatest good, moving toward our authentic self. It's work, but it's rewarding. Last round of breath, yogis. And at the bottom of your next exhale, arms to a T, right foot down, preparing for your twist variation. Hips picking up, moving an inch or two to left. Navel in, and on your exhale, begin to lower both legs to the left. Again, keep the left shoulder anchored, to the right. Keep your left shoulder anchored. So we're taking the legs the opposite direction. Head rolling to the left, chin to throat gently. And again, maybe right hand lightly sits to outer thigh, not pressing, just reminding of the twist. Maybe with left palm up, you drag the arm up on a bit more of a diagonal. Breathe into the left low back. And let it be a full exhale, releasing the knees down to the right a bit more. Body as a whole. Can you practice freeing yourself from this prison of comfort we all tend toward? Get comfortable with being a little uncomfortable. As long as it's appropriate for you. Again, using decisiveness, not judgment, always with loving kindness. Bottom of your next exhale, arms back to a T, head back to neutral. Navel in, helping you lift the legs. And again, whatever order is appropriate, unwind and square. From here, yogis, a full body stretch. Extending arms, legs, arch the back, spread fingers and toes. Maybe a little reach through right side, foot and hand. Maybe left side. And when you're ready, prepare for your relaxation pose. You're welcome to place a pillow or a bolster underneath the knees if that takes any pressure off the low back. Mindfully placing the legs, let them be as wide as feels comfortable, pinky toes heavy toward the floor, helping your hips to relax a bit more. Allow your shoulders to tuck under and choose how wide to have the arms from the body. Something sustainable. Allowing the palms to again roll up, relaxing the shoulders further. Letting the back of your neck be nice and long as you draw your chin towards your throat, soothing your nervous system even more. Maybe eyes drift closed as you release the tension in your mind by simply watching a natural and nourishing inhale come into the body and leave the body. As you release the skin of your skull, let the weight of your head drop down a bit more. Again, feeling the eyes heavy in the sockets as you relax the muscles around them, between them, and at the brow. Can you even feel the weight of your eyelids on top of your eyes? Relaxing the bridge of your nose, the wings of your nose. Can you feel the muscles in your cheeks and your jaw release, teeth parting, tongue softening, becoming aware of the space in your mouth. And any lingering tension in your throat, the left, right side of the neck, the back of the neck. Can you allow it to ease away on your next exhale? Becoming aware of the weight of your shoulders into the floor, allowing you to feel open across your heart. Elbows, wrists, back of hands heavy toward the earth as you mindfully release each of your 10 fingers. Becoming aware of the weight of your palms, like you're holding a heavy ball. Releasing the forearms, the upper arms. Come back to the top of your spine. And with awareness, travel the length of your spine and offer some ease in your exhale to any of those areas that are uncomfortable. Let go of what you can now. Always taking this time to balance our leaning in. Offering some love to the low back and the belly, these areas that tend to hold so much tension. Can you feel your hips anchor down? And as they release to the floor, can you feel that ease travel into the thighs, tops, the inner and outer, the bottom of the thighs? Relaxing the knees, the space behind them. Feeling your calves heavy to the mat. Allow some gentleness into your ankles, bottoms of the feet and the arches, the tops of the feet. Mindfully releasing all 10 of your toes. Bringing your awareness back to this natural breath. On your exhales, can you feel the weight of your body drop down and widen on the earth? And on your inhales, can you feel your front body become lighter and brighter toward the sun? Resting in this beautiful space you've created for Shavasana. As you feel ready, yogis, please know that you can begin to awaken gently. If you decide instead that you'd like to stay right where you are, please know that is always an option. If you'd like to awaken, let it be gentle and kind, softly moving fingers and toes or rocking your head side to side. Gradually letting your movement become bigger. Maybe even taking another full body stretch if you feel it would be a benefit. Whenever you'd like, rolling to one side, you're welcome to pause for as long as you'd like here. And if and when you are ready, strong arms will help you make your way up to a comfortable seat. Palms coming together if it would please you, thumbs resting at your heart. Taking some time here to practice gratitude as it facilitates joy. Really feeling gratitude for this opportunity to open the chest for breath, to mobilize more of the spine, to practice leaning in to discomfort. Also taking time to really feel gratitude for a few things that are your own. love and the light in me recognize and honor the love and the light in each of you. And when we are in this space, we are one. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wish you all well.